like to welcome everyone today. I'm president of the Tuesdays Capital District Farmers Market, and I'm in charge of all the vendors and farmers that come to the market every week, and they bring all their fresh produce, which we've had for quite a few years. I really don't know how many years we've been operating, but we have a real great market with all kinds of fresh produce and chicken barbecue, of course, and we have some other prepared food. Today we have Mr. Ronnie Bulich from Catskill Creekside Farms, and another outstanding berry producer is Charlie Holub from Duanesburg. I'd like to welcome you two today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And do you have a few things to add today, or like to talk a little bit about today's market?
Well, I'd like to stress the importance of this farmers market being a producer-only farmers market. I've been doing this for almost 30 years, believe it or not. Farmers markets and everything.
30 years.
Yeah, 30 years. It's been a long time. And I've seen a lot of them come and go.
Yes.
And the ones I think that survive are the ones where people appreciate truly homegrown stuff.
Right.
Not stuff that's been brought in from other places. I mean, if they want to do that, customers want to do that, they can go to their local Hannaford or to their Price Chopper. But I think the stress of being local produce and producer only is really the most important thing that makes the good markets survive and the bad markets fail. And I've seen enough of it over the years. And this is one of the ones where we keep a tab on things as far as producer only, and I think it reaps the benefits of the market. And I think that's really what it's all about.
I know I've always been told today's farmers markets, if you want real fresh produce and vegetables from sweet corn, there's nothing like farmers markets.
Yeah.
And being here in Delmar, I mean, we're like a spark plug that makes the engine run, and this market is very advantageous to the community as well as everyone that comes to it. Now, Charlie, you have all kinds of berries.
We're a natural fruit farm in Duanesburg, New York. We've been in the Delmar market for over 20 years, and of all the markets we've started and stopped and some continued, Delmar market has proven to be the nicest small market. It's a true community local market. It attracts a neighborhood crowd. We've got a wide range of products. We've got bread, we've got fruits, we've got all kinds of vegetables, plus the chicken barbecue. It's really, and it stress what Ron says, it's a locally produced market. All the studies nowadays indicate that the only segment of agriculture that is growing in this country is the local farmers markets and the local producers. Everything else is either static or shrinking.
Yes.
So we're a neighborhood market where consumers can go and get a good product and talk to the person that produced it is rare nowadays.
Well, I know we have right here in the local Capital District, there's probably 3-4, as you know. The Capital District Farmers Market operates a market on Thursdays at SUNY, as well as, but the one here on Tuesday in Delmar exceeds all the markets. And I'm pretty sure, but this is the oldest farmers market, I believe, in the Capital District.
I believe it is.
Yes.
If it's not, it's pretty close.
Yes, and we have a lot of good things at the market every week.
What makes it unique, I think, is that it's also a midweek market. I mean, people can, stop. It's a late afternoon market, so people can stop in on their way home to get their stuff for dinner or whatever they want to do. Whether they want to pick up something like a chicken, or now we got other vendors that we have Euro Delicacies, which have fantastic take-home food.
Right.
And then we can complement that. Now the vegetables can complement them with what they need for their meal.
Yes.
It saves them a trip to the store. So I think
One of the things that we've seen in this market is I've seen some of the same producers, some of the same farmers in this market for more than 20 years, and we see some of the same customers during that same time frame. And there aren't many markets that have that neighborhood support that this little market in Delmar has. It's it's good for the farmers and it's good for the customers. And,
Yes. I know we have a good class of dedicated people, the customers that come and buy every week. And I can't thank them enough to come every week. And also, I don't know if I put in there, but our hours of operation is, like I said, is always Tuesdays. It's 2:30 to 6. And if you don't make it there, you know, right on the edge, there's always somebody there who will help you out, even though maybe it's past 6 o'clock. But the farmers that we have are very, very generous, very devoted to the produce that we sell. And I'll even speak for myself. I'm from Good Day Honey. I have honey, all kinds of raw honey products, candles. I'll put that at my 2 cents worth in there. Like, you know, so at least they know they have raw honey to come to, of course. And we have numerous things to sell. And
one thing we've got in this market that's pretty unique is we have an on-site baker. He bakes bread right at the market in his mobile oven, and you can come and get it right out of the oven.
exactly.
And it's very popular.
And it's very popular and
Yeah.
very good as far as that goes. I mean, I think he has great bread. And then, of course, we have a dairy farmer, Meadowbrook Dairy from Clarksville. And they sell all kinds of milk and half and butter and all the good things and it's a genuine producer. And I think that's one thing that we should stress about the farmers market is that we're all producers. You know, we're not going through a middleman or anything like that. We sell fresh. And it's local. And so,
And a lot of times people don't understand that either. I mean,
No.
right now they're expecting tomatoes on the market. It's not going to happen. There's no one around here that's got tomatoes or sweet corn that's local. If you see it at a market, it's not local.
No.
I mean, it's coming from Florida or someplace like that. I mean, I might turn a few people off if we've just got plants or asparagus or something like that. We'll have strawberries in a week or two. But they got to understand when they're going to our market on Tuesday, that's what they're gonna get. You know,
Right.
they're gonna get something that we produced. I mean, we're not going down to the Manans wholesale house
right.
and loading up. And I mean, if they want that, they can go to Hannaford or Price Chopper. And realistically, people that come to a farmer's market, they should expect that person to produce that.
That's right.
You know, anyone can go down there and buy wholesale stuff if they want it themselves. That's not a farmer's market.
No.
And I know people sometimes, you know, even the farmers might get a little annoyed with people asking them, when's this coming in? What's this? And again, you know, it changes from year to year with the weather too. You know, this
Yeah.
year things are a little behind because of the spring we had, and you know, I mean, look at Charlie. He was close to a hailstorm the other day. Could have lost everything. I mean, people got to understand that, you know.
That's right.
So we're not going to supplement. If we have a bad year, we got a bad year. We swallow it, you know.
Right.
And we've all been through it. We've all had bad years. We've all had good years. But the people that come to these markets have got to expect, if that's what they want, homegrown stuff, they got to wait for us to get it in there on time when we can.
Exactly.
And you know, and we're honest with them like that. And this market's it's good like that. And there's a system out there amongst the farmers, believe it or not, that keep a check on each other. You know, just to make sure at this market anyway. So if anyone's, which we haven't had trouble in at least 20 years, where people were a little bit slack.
Right.
Yeah, so we kept an eye on them, and we rectify that right away. And it's not fair to the consumer. We don't want to rob people, so
Yeah.
in that regard.
Yeah, I noticed everything is pretty. It's very competitive pricing. You know, it isn't outrageous, and it's not cheap. I mean, it's just very, very competitive. I've checked hanging flower baskets around, and you can buy a beautiful hanging basket for around $15.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the stores are bringing more than that, and and of course you don't know who raised them. And this way, when they buy a hanging basket, like from you or from the other farmers that bring their hanging baskets, they know it's a local basket and it's helping individual farmers.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, I think that's the most important thing. You know, it's helping each other out, helping the farmers. The community here in Delmar really stands behind us, and I think it's very, very important. And we're really appreciative of them doing that.
What I like to see in the market is one of the biggest movements in the country now is the locavore movement, and it not only involves eating your foods that are locally purchased, but it also involves the stimulation of the local economy. When you buy food at your local farmers market from a local producer, that's someone that's buying their supplies in the area, doing all their shopping in the area, buying their fuel for their vehicles in the area, paying taxes in the area. It supports the local economy in ways that are not visible to everyone. Besides being a local food consumer, you're also helping the local economy in ways that don't always appear.
Yes, and that's very true. And our local economy is, I never known a farmer not yet have to pay taxes. I mean, everybody has to pay taxes, and our school taxes keep going up every year, as well as everything else, and even our price of our equipment, what it used to be. I mean, back a potato digger, what they cost years ago, now you go buy one today, or anything to do with anything. It's just, the prices have gone up, and so the price of shows, when you sell something, you got to get a little more, and but usually most people are very understanding about that, and they understand it costs money to operate it, and that's what it takes to sell anything. I mean, you got to have checks and balances.
And most of the stuff that's at these markets are not outrageously priced.
No,
I mean, most of them are a lot cheaper than most people. They'll look at something. If you ever look at a store, everything that's heavy is by the pound.
That's right.
So if you're getting a quart of potatoes, say for $2, and they're getting 80 cents a pound, there's about 3 or 4 pounds in there. So they're getting 3 as us to 2. So stores are very, very smart onto what they do. Anything that's heavy, they're putting on a scale. Anything light, they're selling in different packages. So that's the other thing people got to realize.
Yes.
Most of these are competitively priced, if not cheaper.
Yeah.
And and plus where it came from too. That's the other thing. With all the diseases that are out there.
Yeah.
Even in this country, but we've had trouble with E. coli, salmonella. We've had all this trouble coming from all over the country, out of countries, and you never know what you're going to get. And that's what's a little scary, So
I think your topic you just brought up now, like where it's coming from and spread. Now, do either one of you use much sprays or pesticides or anything like that?
Well, I do spray. I practice IPM. I only spray when I have to.
Right.
I mean, but the same token, and then farmers markets always gives a chance for the farmer to educate their customer too.
Yes.
I mean, I have yet to see, people will complain sometimes there's worms in corn, but, how you going to get worms out of corn without spraying it? I'd like to know that, unless you go with GMOs. Right. And I'm not doing that, and a lot of farmers I know will not touch that. That's such a hot topic out there. I mean... Now,
does everybody know what GMOs, maybe you can tell what GMOs means.
It's genetically modified. They genetically modified it, so they put 2 things. They can have Roundup Ready stuff, means that you can spray Roundup over the top of your plant, which kills everything else but that plant. But it's all genetically altered that way. And they also have it genetically where you can have a systemic insecticide in your corn plant itself. I'm just talking about corn here right now, but and I refuse to do that. And most farmers I know will not do that. But the big guys will do that because it's a shortcut for them. Yeah. So that's a whole other thing. I mean, the jury's still out on that, and they can do what they want, but you can always, and that's the nice thing about the farmers market too. You can talk to the people.
Right.
And the market itself, of all the markets I do, especially this one and the ones on Saturday, it's an event. People come to the market, and it's an event, It
is an event.
Saturday mornings are always such a nice time. When Charlie does Saratoga, it's probably a joyous atmosphere up there. We do Troy, we do Delmar on Saturday here, and it's an event for people. It's a time out, and get to meet their neighbors. They can have a cup of coffee. They can do this. They can have that, and that's what makes it so nice. Really.
Yes, I agree with that. I mean, on Saturdays and Tuesday, it's a lot of people that they haven't seen each other. They see them at the market. They see how everybody is, and they buy their stuff, and they tell this one, go get this corn or this cucumber there. There are many things, or the berries. Charlie, now on your farm, you don't use hardly any sprays either, do you?
We call ourselves a natural producer. We use the same systems that a certified organic farm would use. We're not certified. the diversity of our farm and the size of the farm, it would be very expensive to get certified. We probably will never get certified organic, but we use the same processes and same products that a certified organic farm uses. We use no chemicals. We use no chemical fertilizers. We use all fish fertilizers, worm fertilizers.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know today in order to be certified organic, you have to, I hate to say the word, jump through many hoops in order to be constituted as an organic farm.
Yeah.
And
It's if you're a large farm with one commodity, it's much easier to become certified. But when your farms in this area that are very diversified, produce a large range of products, and sometimes you switch areas that you produce products in, certification is very difficult.
yes.
You know, you're constantly changing fields, you're changing cover crops, it's just very difficult to get certified.
Oh,
you know.
no, yeah. I know I've always was told it's pretty difficult to be organic, certified organic today. And we also have other vendors, which I said before, we have milk and so forth, so on. And
I'd also like to thank the church
oh, geez, that's
for 30 years of really supporting us over there. I mean, without them, it would be impossible.
yes,
They've been always good to us. Again, I mean, the church is behind us, the congregation's behind us.
yes,
And I think, without them, obviously, we could not make this work. And so I think we should thank them for that, too.
yes, and we do all the while. We take a donation for the church
Yep.
every year to thank them, and they promote us on their billboard and up front on
Yep.
Tuesdays, and they've been very supportive of the market, and the church also, they really support community things, and this is a very important community event, and
I think one thing we've been missing in Delmar Market is some input from the community themselves, to what direction they'd like to see the market go. We've got some new leadership in the market, some new enthusiasm. The market is a community event. We'd like to hear from the community what direction they'd like to see the market go. If we're doing something and can do something that'll better serve the community, we'd like to hear it,
yes,
and that we can do a better job in what we're doing. Contact Frank in the market or any of us, and we'll pass it on to him.
yes,
I mean, that's the difficult thing about this. I mean, the farmers themselves are running the market.
exactly,
And that's a full-time job. I mean, some markets, they have a full-time manager.
that's right.
I mean, we don't have that luxury because we can just barely keep our own business going sometimes, the trouble we've had. But again, that's a great idea, Charlie. I mean, try to get the people to help us. I mean,
Right.
we're listening to just about anything. And
Even like advertising, putting up signs.
Yeah.
Somebody could put up a sign for us every week. That would be a great help.
Yeah.
As well as even sponsors. I've seen other markets. They have a list of sponsors who sponsors the market, which helps the community as well as the farmers. And I think if we had, a few people sponsors, the people should tell us where we should go, or maybe expand. I hate to say into a winter market, but we'd have to find a place for that as well, and see what the people, the community would like to have.
Yeah.
Even if we could bring in, even if there's some products that we don't have in the market that the people would like to see there. If we knew about it, we can make plans to try to bring that product into the market.
Yeah, even like a meat product.
Exactly.
Like a farmer has
Or wine.
grass fed, and
Yeah.
and possibly a few other things. We'd have to check out different things, what we can have and what we can't have, but a meat person would be, I think it would be a big plus to the market. They could buy
It
their
would be.
pork or beef, whatever.
One thing that the little Delmar market on Tuesday has that a lot of weekday markets don't have, and we've got a good selection of food that you can stop on the way home from work and take home and eat.
That's right.
Your dinner's ready. We've got Euro delicacies there now with great Mediterranean food. We've got our chicken barbecue. We've got our fresh bread. There aren't many markets, community markets this size, that you can stop and bring home dinner.
Yeah.
Ready to go. Just heat it
Very
up.
true. And then when the time comes, they could have buy some fresh sweet corn with a chicken barbecue and buy some berries for the dessert.
Exactly.
Right. That's how it works.
And of course, berries and strawberries and any type of fruit are good for you. You know, fresh fruit, nothing like it. And we have many things to be thankful for Tuesdays in Del Mar Farmers Market, and we should be more thankful. And we have, like I said, various things.
Well, we should thank the people that go there too.
That's right.
I mean, there's a core of people that show up every week,
That's
Yeah.
and we really appreciate
that's
that.
really the heart of the market.
That is the heart of the market,
That
and
is-
you know, we might not say it enough, the vendors, but you know, deep down we do appreciate them
Yes.
as far as showing up every week in bad weather and good,
Yes.
year after year, generation after generation, a lot of times too.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
and they're really the heart of this market, and then but we appreciate it. And again, if you have a comment to make about the market, what you'd like to see, you know, as long as it's, you know, in season, it's produced here, you know, tell us.
We have
Yeah.
a table now, a market table, in the middle of it's down near the honey, and next in front of you, and that table has all kinds of suggestions what the people would want. And we have a monthly raffle we have, and we donate or raffle off something once a month, and it's all natural stuff. It's either going to be fruit or vegetables, could be a pound of honey, it could be anything like that. And also, I like to make it known that we're also on Facebook,
Yeah.
which, you know, today's society, I mean, 20 years ago, you never heard of Facebook or computers, or today we're in the technological world, and we have that asset as well. And so if anybody has any questions or suggestions, they can always go on Facebook, look us up, and we're on there as well. And we have just talked to the farmers, find out what we'd like or what you would like, and that would be the future of our market. So it's their market, it's the community's market, and
If you wonder about the future of farmers markets, all you have to do is look at the customers and their little kids in the market. Those are kids that have grown up knowing where to get the good food. They're in there with their parents, and
Yes.
the next generation is there waiting to come to the market. It's one thing you don't get with a grocery store.
that's
Yeah.
right.
That's right.
That's right. And of course, they all come get the fresh, hot cinnamon rolls and the buns,
Well, yeah.
and they like that as well. The young kids, I see them, and they say that's why I come to the market, for the fresh, hot cinnamon rolls. And so I think that our time is coming to an near, and I once again like to thank you. My name is Frank Stanton again, I'm president of the association. If you have any questions or anything, I have two very, 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 I got to express that with capital VERY, very capable individuals here with Charlie and Ronnie. And if you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask everyone. And also, if you need to contact me, my phone number is 756-8228. And we'd like to hear from everyone out there. And tell us what you want. And we have many things to be thankful for. And would you like to say anything in closing?
We're here to serve you guys, you know.
Right.
You know, we come along and we do the best we can, but I mean some years are harder than others, and we have a nice mix of larger farms, smaller farms, and we just
So
so I again, the market's on Tuesdays from the first week of May till the Tuesday before Thanksgiving at the Methodist Church on Kenwood Avenue from 2:30 to 6 o'clock. That's where we are.
Okay.
Okay, that's where you can find us, okay?
All right, and so that ends it today. Charlie, say a couple words before we close.
Thank you, and thank you for this community support all these years, and we hope to see you in the market.
Oh, okay. And so, in closing, I think we've done a great job today, and we can't express enough about how good the market is.
And thank the library for having us today.
Right. Thanks to the library for having us.
Yep.
And that's it.
Okay.